Entrevistas Alfa.
Hola, yo soy Andrea en Alfa 91.3 y hoy estoy con uno de los artistas más originales e impredecibles del hip hop actual, bbno Money.
That's my name. How are you doing?
I'm great, and you?
Good, good.
Thanks for being here and welcome to Mexico.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
This is your first time in Mexico.
No, I did Corona Capital last year, and then I come here all the time just to visit. Yeah, Mexico City is one of my favorite cities in the world.
It is. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's super nice.
And I'm sure that, you're going to have a concert here November 29.
Yeah.
So are you ready for the audience here in Mexico?
So I was just in Brazil, and it was probably the best show I've ever had, but I've been told that, like, anywhere south past America, shows are amazing. I did Corona Capital. It was cool, but it wasn't really like a full understanding of how my audience is, because now it's only my audience. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, it must be super exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
So I want to talk about your beginnings. You grew up in Vancouver, and before deciding that you wanted to get into music, you didn't like music at all, right? I read an interview that you said that you didn't like listening to music until you were 15.
Yeah, pretty much. I still don't really listen to music. I kind of enjoy the ambience of life, and now I listen to music to like critique it or to find something wrong with it or to find why people enjoy it, because it's like a research thing now. But yeah, it's weird. I was homeschooled, so I never really was exposed to a ton of music early on. But it's weird that I'm a musician, I guess. Yeah.
It is weird. So yeah. I wanted to know what made you decide to start making music.
I just made a song with my friends, and I was like, the creation of music was really fun. And that's why I still do this. Obviously, I tour, I do this, I do that, I do this. And those things are amazing and super fun, but having like a nice scheduled routine, eating healthy and going to the gym and making music is like amazing. It's like my outlet, right? So I go insane when I don't make music.
Okay. So your song La 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 blew up worldwide in 2019. Were you prepared for that for the song to go worldwide famous?
I was prepared it was going to be a big song because I was like pushing it for the first time ever. I never really used to like push my music. So I got all my fan base to be really behind it. But no, I don't know if anyone can really expect that grand of a success. And it was cool. It was something very interesting to live through. I never had that much success prior, but I was really trying and constantly working. So it felt like I was like, oh, nice pat on the back. But yeah, a very interesting moment in my life for sure.
Definitely. And what was going through in your head when you realized, wow, this song really made it big?
I was like, okay, cool. It wasn't like, because I was working for 5 years until that moment, I was like, about time, finally something big. Did I expect that level of huge? No, I don't think anyone can. But it was like, whoa, this is what happens when people have hit records, like smash records. So, I was like, if I ever have another one, I'm done. But I haven't yet to this day. I've had a lot of smaller hits. But now it's just have fun. That's really it.
That's really interesting that you say that. So after such a fast rise, did you feel pressured to maybe just keep making hits, or were you relieved that maybe you could start making the music that you wanted and you would be backed by your fans?
I obviously had a little bit of like a identity crisis, because that was like a very large departure of my music originally. But now I'm kind of just like, whatever, I'm going to make whatever I want. And I feel like I have a pretty good palette for just understanding what makes a good song. I feel like I'm a pretty solid songwriter. I have good instincts. But I don't know. I just screw around in the studio and hope for the best. And, that was, I think I lost a little bit of the enjoyment in that period because I was like, oh no, it's a business, it's this, it's that. But now I've totally gotten it back, and it's just fun across the board again.
Yeah, and I think that's the most important part, that you keep having fun and enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, why are you doing it, right? So
definitely. So people call your music rap oxymoron, which I think it's like a really interesting way of saying it.
See, it used to be more that, and now I don't. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Now I don't give a fuck. Things have really changed over the past like 5 or 6 years in my business. And now I kind of just make whatever I want, whether or not it be oxymoronical. It's just, kind of like a depiction of who I am in this moment. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it.
So you've released a lot of songs. How would you describe the Baby No Money sound?
Fun. Everything. I think it's because when songs aren't upbeat or moving or driving, I don't like them. Obviously, I'll go listen to like Men I Trust or a more somber song, and I'll understand this is what I'm specifically listening to. But even through those songs, you can find like the groove, and it doesn't mess you up. If you go for a walk and there's like an interruptive moment in the song, and it throws you off from your pace, then it ruined the vibe of the song. And I try to encapsulate as much momentum in my music as possible. I don't know, maybe it's a product of me getting tired and getting old, and I just want to feel young again. But yeah, just fun. That's it.
I like that. So considering that your music got really famous on platforms like TikTok, whenever you're composing new music, are you thinking about that?
The amount of times that I've been asked this question, it's crazy. Not at all. I think once I compose a song and make the song, then I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll release this song. I'm like, cool. What parts of the song work on TikTok? And I have my brain is rotten, so I know how the internet works really well, and that's something that I grew up on the internet because I was homeschooled and I didn't have many friends. So I eventually just like decided that I will figure out however much it takes to market my music, and that's how I market my music. It's just like understanding kind of what the internet and how to articulate my voice on the internet, and just like kind of playing into the internet.
So you released your latest album on 2025. Mm-hmm. What was different from this album and your latest albums? And maybe were you saying something in this album that you weren't able to say before?
Definitely not. They're basically the same type. All of these songs on this album were a little bit more upbeat. I decided to take the more contextualized route of making a project that is designed for the live show. And I think, at my shows nowadays, the energy is incredible. It's very through the roof, one would say, and I think it's a product of the type of music that I am making now. Do I think that my shows are incredibly difficult for myself? Yes, because I'm jumping around and screaming into the mic for an hour and a half straight, and it's like a cardio workout. But my fans, seeing so many people smile is really why I do all this. So, yeah, I mean, to keep it simple, I don't know why I went this route. I feel like I've always been destined to make really upbeat music, and I was making like not as upbeat music, more like unsyncopated, kind of Pharrell influenced. And I really fit in the style of music that I make now.
I think it's really interesting that you mentioned that you were thinking about your live shows when you were doing this album.
Yeah.
So how much does a song changes from the studio into the live show?
I mean, I basically just play the song. I take the vocals out and I rap over. People can hear what I'm saying, but not much changes because it's so electronically driven that if I were to add other elements and other instrumentation, it would kind of honestly take away from the production that is made. I'll be on the next tour. I'm going to be touring with a bassist and a synth player, so there's just like an extra layer on top. But I've always contemplated bringing a drummer, but I don't think it would do anything to the actual show. So I bring an ample amount of production for my bus tours and whatnot. just to really like give everyone a brain spasm. But yeah, as far as the translation goes, I mean, like the faster the songs are, the more upbeat, the more the crowd will scream. Just majority of the time, you see all the electronic shows and the EDM concerts, and you can just see how much energy is in the audience. And I was like, I kind of want to just be an MC on stage for my music. I want to just be like a hype man for my music. So it's kind of like stand-up comedy. I stand up there and I just jump around, and I've shat myself on stage before, so you just have as much fun up there as you can, and then that's about it.
That sounds exciting for the people that are going to watch your show here in Mexico. So I'm curious about a song in your new album that's Estrellas. It has a lot of maybe Latin rhythms. So I was wondering, what were you thinking when you decided to go into this new sound?
So I made a song called Come to Brazil as well, which is like more Brazilian funk, like favela music kind of influence. And then I was with my friends and I was like, why don't we make like a bunch of songs that are all like global? And then I took like an East Indian rhythm and put it on a song. I took the reggaeton beat. I put that on a song, and I was just like, I feel like I am a little bit of the modern day Pitbull, a little bit. Yeah. And I have a massive Spanish audience and a Latin America audience that would have resonated with this song. And I honestly, we made like the hook, and I was like, oh, this is super catchy, it's super fun. So we kept it on the album, and yeah, that's basically it. I don't really think too much about when I make music and stuff. It's just like if it sounds good, it sounds good, But I definitely love like the brass sections in Latin sounding music and some instrumentation. Specifically, I mean, I'm a gringo. I can't really make corridos tumbados. But at the same time, some of that music is unbelievable, and you have to bring in session artists to create that level of instrumentation, and it's very inspirational that it's like becoming as popular as it is in this day and age, and even like transferring to like English speaking countries / the world. So yeah, I mean, I kind of pay ode to all the people that listen to me, and I'm a global act. So at this point, it's kind of just like, appease my audience and appease myself.
I love that, and that's super exciting for your fans, that they're able to have a little bit of their home in your music, I guess.
No, totally.
Yeah. So when you play in countries that are maybe not English speaking, do you feel that there's a difference between the audience, your global audience, and the Latin or Spanish speaking audience?
I mean, everyone has like different traditions and cultures all around the world, and how they, like the sociology of an individual or, a group basis of like how they react to songs or how they react in a crowd. It's like I did a show in Taipei, and I went out on stage, and I genuinely did not know that there was anybody, or I had no idea if there was people out there because they were so quiet. Whereas like in Brazil, I ran out on stage. Before I came on stage, they were screaming and messing up my name for like literally 45 minutes straight. So everywhere is different, in Atlanta, they go like ATL, ho, ATL, or in London, they sing like football, like anthem stadium music. So you never know. Every country's different, but I've definitely been to a certain amount of countries that I'm like, wow, I have to just come back here just to experience them again, because it was so encapsulating and vibrant.
You've been making music for a long time now. Well,
yeah, ish.
Yeah, ish. But you've seen the internet change and trends go. So how do you face the internet? How do you face the
I'm chronically online.
Yeah.
So I'm not facing the change. I am within the change.
Right.
Whether or not you believe that my music is good or not, it doesn't really make a difference because I'm adapting because I am trying to stay adapting. No one's telling me to do this. I just genuinely enjoy the internet and I love seeing reactions of people. I think because we're moving more towards this like social media world, I have just accepted the fact that this is what it is. And, just staying chronically online, you never really miss anything.
Yeah. What's the hardest lesson that you've learned as an artist?
If you make it big, or big enough to tour, you're just gonna miss your family a lot. That's all. Yeah, and it's really hard to make intimate relationships possible on the road. It's impossible.
For people in Mexico and Latin America that maybe just discovered your music with these new estrella songs in Spanish, what would you expect them to get from your music?
Fun.
I
mean, I don't expect people to listen to my music and be like, "Wow, he's saying so many important things. Like this is like very political jargon." I don't want that. Like, it's not that I'm not a positive person, and I don't think like morally and I'm not a progressive individual, which I think I am. But it's just there's so much negativity out there in the world right now that we need to just have some positive experience, and I just want my music to be a way that people can listen and walk, go work out, go be with friends, and feel like themselves. That's it.
And finally, what's next for Baby No Money?
Fly home, see my nephew, chill. Yeah, that's about it.
I love that. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for being here.
Thank
with
you.
me.
Appreciate it.
It was a very nice conversation.
Yeah, it was easy. Yeah, it was very nice.
Yo soy Andrea y esto es Alfa 91.3.
Entrevistas Alfa.